to Monstro Mondays. I'm your host, Smiley Monster, and if you're feeling the Monday blues, I'm here bringing the pink. Hey, monsters, today we are going to announce the winner of the $10,000 Vault NFT. So stay tuned for that, and let's get this party started. Don't forget to hit that follow button, give this video a like, ring the notification bell, and drop some love in the comments below. Okay, guys? So, like last Tuesday, we had a wild roller coaster of a day in the Monstro server. So, Style, our resident genius, got hit with a Discord hack. It was a total bummer. This sneaky scammer pulled some crazy moves, got into Style's account with a sketchy phishing link, and boom, suddenly we're all getting DMs and sketchy links left and right. It was crazy. But no worries, Style had 2FA on lockdown. He did some quick password changes, logged out of all his devices, he left the sus servers, and he blocked the dude. Done and done. So here's where the real heroes come in. Defender Austin noticed Style acting all crazy, and he threw a quarantine on him with a silent prayer not to be hated. And then Castlehoff, our genius, suggested having a new realm ruler, Raza, delete the scam airdrop channel. But some of our fans got hit, losing funds and NFTs. So entered Shock, our superhero, helping them in tickets until everyone got refunded. It was a total team effort. And then Big D spent the next day auditing the server, making sure that we're all totally secure. It was scary stuff. But I want to give a big shout out to the Monstro team because we faced the scammers head on and came out stronger. And lesson learned. And guys, get the Wallet Guard extension if you can. It's total protection for your wallet. But just remember, if you actually click approve and you go on a little click fest, you're on your own. Wallet Guard is just a warning system. So use it wisely, guys. I would like to announce the sponsor of today's episode, and that is, let me pull it up here, give him cred. It's T-Styles Cybersecurity. In a world where Discord hackers think they're slick, enters T-Styles Cybersecurity, the only thing hotter than a flaming hot Cheeto. And are you tired of hackers thinking that they can waltz into your wallet? Well, guess what? Meet T-Styles Cybersecurity, because even Discord hackers need a reality check. So picture this. Style got hit with a hack attack, but fear not, his 2FA game was so strong, the hacker probably got a blister trying to get breaking in. These scammers tried to mess with Monstro, but we sent them packing faster than you can say password change. T-Styles Cybersecurity, because your digital fortress deserves protection. Get it now, or risk having your online presence be more exposed than your grandpa in a Speedo. Don't be a victim. Be a style icon of cyber safety. Thanks for that, Style. Time for Monstro Moolah Madness. Here's some updates on your investments. For farms, we had our 24th weekly payout made up of all earnings from Wednesday, January 24th through Tuesday, January 30th, and made a whopping $33,060.62. And that went out to 426 recipients, which was an increase of 10 over the last week. So if you were a Genesis holder, you got an increase of 5.25%. Cycle B's got 5.05%. And Cycle C's and Spookies got 4.54%. So some awesome news here. As you may have noticed with this week's results, Cycle C has now passed that 25% ROI mark. So we retired it from on-demand sales and replaced it with Cycle D. Cycle Ds are now live. Let me drop the link for you guys so you can check them out. So head on over there, and then all Cycle Cs will start earning the $5 tax share from Cycle D sales. Remember, Cycle B folks made out really nicely from that little bonus these last months. And if you're waiting for it, we are finalizing specs for 1.5D gens, making sure that we do everything possible to have it run a nice long time. Smart contract coding, new UI design, it's all going on right now, and we're still targeting February 7th as an optimistic launch date, but we'll let you know in case we need to bump that a couple days because totally, if you don't know V will not sacrifice quality. He needs to test it, audit it, have that ready to go. He's not going to sacrifice that just to get it out quickly or to meet that February 7th date, but we'll do our best, okay? Keep watching, guys. We are totally going to pick the winner of the B&B deposit contest during this stream. And love that we have a new Kingdom NFT holder. That's $100,000 investment. DRB, dude, we appreciate it. And we have two new vault holders, Joey Leopold and Safe Dave. Welcome to the club, guys. And as many know, our Genesis group surpassed their 100% ROI goal. This is a huge milestone, and we want to say thanks everybody who helped make it happen. We are all Monstro, so you guys all were part of this. And that doesn't mean every individual holder in that group ROI'd, like if they bought in later on the secondary market, but that's huge. And as far as Farm A holders go, they went on sale, and it was mentioned they were starting at wherever Genesis was at the time, which is about 17%. So while they will drop a tier next week, their holders probably need another few more weeks before they're riding free and clear, and Cycle B is not far behind. So that's the update on Monstro Moolah Madness. I had a little chat with Gabo. Remember, he's one of the 3 original founders, and he is a marketing genius. So let's hear what Gabo has to say. I'm here with Gabo, who is the marketing lead for Monstro's Universe. And welcome, Gabo. Nice to have you here to tell us a little bit about the marketing.
Hey, Smiley. Good morning. Yes, this is me. So, thank you for the invite, and I'm glad you invited me.
Thanks. So first of all, you are a little bit elusive. I'm checking the Monstro Wiki, and it just says marketing. Would you please tell us a little bit more about yourself? Like, I would love to know how you became part of the team and why specifically marketing for Monstros.
Yeah, well, I'm a people's person first and foremost. So yeah, I got to hang out with a lot of the other Discord friends, and at the beginning, we were all part of Optimus, as you know, or you might know. So after that, I became the official chiller for most of what we did with Kit in the past. So since because of those relationships that I built with so many other founders and people all over Discord mostly, I'm kind of against Telegram, but hey, we have to use it. We have to use it.
True.
So yeah, then after that, I went on several campaigns for different other projects that I was in, and everybody kind of like knew that I was kind of like everywhere, all over the place.
Mhm.
So they call me the Kraken because of my tentacles to reach out people and so on. So yeah. So yeah, it's not actually like a title, let's say, but it's because of I'm a people's person, and I'm so reachable with other founders and projects, and know a lot of people that's how I became part of that marketing title, if you call it.
No, I love it. And you're very approachable and friendly, and I think everyone appreciates that, especially the team.
Yes, for sure.
When you started Monstros, what were your expectations? Were there any surprises or unexpected challenges that came?
There's always been, to tell the truth, actually, when some one day I just thought, hey, kid, that I have this idea, why we don't create something, and it was related to a lottery. So I had this idea about doing a lottery, and Kid also, he didn't just mention it, but when I came out with the idea, then he said, you know what, I was thinking about it. So we were already friends, so we just figured out why let's do it together. And since Kid was with Adam, which is Stilton Chuck, as well as a partner before, we just made it the 3 of us, and we figured it out. And that's how Monstro began. But the thing about the lottery didn't went well. Like I think it was
Mhm.
not the right time. We did got some people that it was interested, and we got some money to start the project. So that's when we realized that it's not gonna be what we thought, and it was not the right time. We said, you know what, guys, let's call it a break, and we want to refund everybody. So, but at that point, Kid said, you know what, I actually have this idea about farming, and I said, okay, tell me about it. So, actually, that's how we switched from lottery to what it is now, Monstrous Farms, and it's been a total success. So yeah, we've been always trying to change things up, and now with Digits is the same thing. So we're not afraid of the change, and that's actually something that not a lot of people is willing to do. Once you fail on something, say let's call it a day and that's it. But we just keep on going, and we're always gonna be like that.
And I think DGens was a success too. We brought in over $1 million in less than a month. So, what
Yeah.
aspects of the marketing strategy that you employed for DGens do you believe contributed most to its success?
I'm gonna be totally sincere, and I think it's the hype because in this
Mm.
type of ROI dApps, people that jump into this are degens. That's what we call it like that. So it's people that is not afraid of putting money. Even you have seen it. A lot of people don't even know what it is, and you just put money because they thought it was gonna make them millionaires. So you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
I
yeah,
do.
with all of these YouTubers that I know and friends and communities, the way that presents with hype, and hype sells. So once people realize how good could this be, then it's like a domino effect. Like when you start like bombarding marketing all over the place, people see it everywhere, and that's actually what we did. Put monsters on every channel, on every community, and I think we managed to do well on that. But we came to the conclusion, and because that's why it didn't last that long, because we that was our first, and we always said it's season one, so we could fix whatever needs to be fixed for season two. And now that we have this 1.5, it's actually like a better way to kind of like try something else that we think it might work.
Well, can you share a little bit about the hurdles that you encountered in marketing DGens during phase one?
Yes, I wasn't expecting it to have such a massive marketing funds to deploy to many other places. So we realized that a lot of the people that we use is great and has been working pretty well. But a lot of people that we tried to, it was mostly bots and a lot of what is it called, fake accounts and all of that. So we didn't want to invest because of just to put it somewhere. We just kind of got selective on the people that we use, and that's been working better. But the funds are there, so it's not easy to spend that kind of money, and we don't just want to spend it because yes, there is money there. So that's why for 1.5, we're gonna follow kind of like the same path that we did, but we also are targeting some other areas, like for example TikTok and usual ads. And I don't think we're gonna do a lot of Facebook. People have been telling me that it's not that great. But yeah, Telegram and what is the other one? Instagram and all of those other places that most of the DeFi people is not so used to. So we kind of like grab some other audience out here.
I like it. It's good to know how it's going to change for phase 1.5 so we can increase our reach. And
Yeah.
engaging the community is crucial. So, what do you plan to maintain a supportive community around DGens coming in phase 1.5?
Well, actually, like what I'm seeing, and I think I like it, is that now the fact that DJM brought so many people, new people to our community, now they're getting exposed to farms, which is actually our backbone. So it's great to see that all of these people that came for Degens is kind of like now getting a taste of farms. And that's not bad at all. Actually, that's pretty good because it's very sustainable. We actually gonna hopefully be. I think we already reached it, but we were able to ROI our Genesis holders, and obviously the announcements will come on Wednesday. But getting the exposure to these people, to farms, is actually one of the goals that we had in the beginning. And Degens just accelerated the process to bring all these people over. So I think the most people get familiarized with farms, the best. And Degens could be something that we keep on going, but with a season 2, 3, and 4, and like an ongoing thing. But the actual start of the ecosystem is always farms.
Right. And it's still doing extremely well. The daily results are great numbers. And I think that's good to know that there is a backbone there. And we still have plans for people to transition into phase 2 with the farming if they haven't reached their profit cap. But let's hope we do with phase 1.5. I hope it's a big success. And I
Mhm.
thank you for all of your hard work, and you're just everywhere making those
Mhm.
connections, just sharing the project, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and all of you guys been doing great as well. That actually allows me to go out there, because before I used to hang out more at the main chat, but
Mhm.
when you don't see me, it's because I'm in some other places doing my thing, you know.
Right. And we appreciate it. You keep doing your thing, and we'll keep doing ours, and together we'll grow Monstro, because together we are Monstro. Thanks,
Exactly.
Gabo.
Well said. Thank you very much for your time.
We do have an amazing community in Monstro, and we like to recognize those monsters who are especially supportive. So we announce our Monster of the Week. And our Monster of the Week this week is Duff. Duff is totally owning the Monstro scene, stacking that passive income, and totally proving Mrs. Kemp wrong. Am I right? He isn't just about the crypto grind, though. He is the most positive, supportive, and funny dude on the block. Making money's never been this cool, and Duff's got it down. Truth is, I think he's following me because I keep bumping into him in all the good AMAs. But I totally wanted to give a big shout out to Duff, the money monster, and the guy who shows us all that stacking passive income is a lifestyle. Keep rocking it, Duff. And now it's time for Token Tingles. Welcome to this week's Token Tingles. We're picking our token picks of the week that give us those exciting vibes and tingles down our crypto spines. It is the place to be for the juiciest and most thrilling tokens. Welcome back, V. You're looking healthy. How was your vacay?
Yeah, I'm a little sunburned. It was very fun, other than being baked alive in a Mexican oven with a shaman. That part wasn't great, but everything else was fun. So
Cool.
now I am back and back in work mode.
That's great. So, how are your tokens performing that you've picked before?
They're all doing pretty well, considering none of them are really down. So I know
Nice.
my teddy bear is about even where it was a week ago, which was pretty up from where we started. So that one's in a good spot. And the Akash network is also pretty even, hasn't really moved up or down the past week. So yeah, everything's kind of staying stable, which is they're still in the green from when they were kind of chosen. So
Good for you. Not for
how
me,
are,
but
how
good
are
for you.
yours?
Well, I picked Factory, which unfortunately right now is down about 30%. But I picked Ape, and that's up 8.46% just over the last week. And XNL is just about the same. It's just up like 0.32%. So not too bad. So, and there's still time. So I could still recover with my Factory.
Wait, how do you have 3 picks and I only had 2?
That's a good question because we're on week 4.
So where did I have another pick that we're forgetting?
Maybe.
We'll just say that one's up 100%. How's that?
No, you got to prove it. And then our guest, we had AJ picked Goat on Pulse, which is up 2.84%. Nate picked Woolly, which is down 27.74%, unfortunately. And then Ben picked Sharks, which is up 22.68%. So good for Ben. That was a good pick.
Oh, that's the Raid Shark one, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we actually use that in our Telegram. I love the guys. They're really nice over there and helpful.
Yeah, great. So I don't know where my other pick is missing, but we'll go with this week's picks, and we can figure out the missing one later.
Okay, so what's giving you the tingles this week?
I'm going to go with Rose, not the flower, but the ticker symbol. And that is actually representing Oasis Network. No idea why it's a rose, but that's what they decided to go with. So
Cool.
Oasis Network is, very briefly, heavy on building a chain that's full privacy. That'll probably be a big narrative, as much as I personally think it's overrated. Not Oasis Network. I think privacy is overrated. But yeah, I think that's going to be a big narrative, and they're starting to make some moves. They released their first ecosystem fund and their first DEX and a couple other things like in the past couple of days. So short term, as far as our competition goes, I could see them pump within the next 3 months. So that is going to be my pick, Rose.
Cool. Good luck. My pick is going to be Walkin', and it's WLKN. And the reason why I chose that, well, everybody who knows me knows I love to dance and exercise. And Walkin' has a mobile app that, dude, it has over 50 million App Store downloads, and it rakes in 10 million yearly. So you do your workout, you play in-app games, and then you score the Walkin' tokens. Plus, your in-game characters turn into NFTs, and then you can buy and sell them on different NFT markets. Because Walkin' will hook you up with DeFi platforms, and then you can earn more tokens just for being healthy. And the app's really easy to use, and they want to bring in more people into crypto with their various apps, just kind of making crypto part of your everyday life. And they encourage you to hang on to your tokens instead of cashing out, which is nice. And I think they're really good at grabbing new users too. So it's at 0.004953 right now, which I think is a great price. Anything under 0.005 is. And that was WLKN. And I think it could 3 or 4 times soon. I think they're going to shill it really hard, and it's overdue for a pump. And so that is my pick. And then I just wanted to say something too, because I noticed lately everybody's been talking about Solana. It's getting a lot of attention. They have that cool combo. It's proof of history and proof of stake tech. And so it makes transactions faster and fees lower than a lot of the other chains. And you're seeing lending and yield farming showing up on there, and they're totally killing it with their NFTs lately because people like that. They're quick and affordable to buy. And even VCs are looking at it, and institutional investors. And you might want to kind of head over and check it out this week because there's a lot of good stuff over there right now.
Yeah, I think we could have a whole show on my opinions on Solana. They're not pleasant. But for the moment, I will thank them for the meme coin yield volumes, which are flowing very nicely and giving Monstro Farms quite a bit of extra revenue these days. So thank you to the Solana meme coin communities. But otherwise, yes, that's a whole different topic, and we have a lot of history with them, for those who know. So I will say I have a really bad joke about Walkin'. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
So who would Christopher Reeves have been had he not fallen off that horse?
Oh, I see
He's the Christopher Walken.
Actually, I like him. Have you ever seen that video of him dancing? The dude can dance.
Was that the Fat Boy Slim video?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. Weapon of choice. Aha.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. And I reminded everybody last week that if they have any good ideas for what I can do to you when I win the challenge, to drop them in the comments or head up into the socials and let me know, because I could always use something really good to do to you.
I mean, I don't think you'll get the chance the way your picks are going, but we will see, right? All it takes is one overnight pump to turn the tables.
Very true. And there's still time, and I still have more picks coming. So hope everybody keeps an eye out for those.
Yeah, and we will be revamping that channel to show you the picks in a more friendly manner, I think, so people can really track what's going on with our competition.
Will do. Thanks, V.
All right. Bye.
Bye. If you are still listening, thank you so much. Don't forget, we are going to announce the winner of the $10,000 Vault NFT. And we've been playing some fun little games in our Monstro Mondayz episodes. And we had winners of the Guess the Face game, which were Feeds Erasio and Duff. And then they each won a ticket to win a farm NFT. Now, it was going to be a Farms C NFT, but we're going to make it a Farms DNFT because we retired the C. So Feeds a Ratio and Duff, they each have tickets for guessing the face. And then this week's game is a monster trivia question. So in monster folklore, what mythical creature from Japanese mythology is known for its ability to shapeshift and often takes the form of a beautiful woman to deceive and harm humans? Hint, it's a legendary creature featured in various folk tales and horror stories. Head on over to our Discord and open a ticket if you know the answer to that. And you, if you give us the correct answer, could get a ticket for the drawing for the Farms D NFT. And there's actually two possible answers to this: the general name or the specific name of the mythical creature. Stay tuned because we will be showing that Vault NFT winner. But right now, I want to share my chat with my special guest this week. My special guest this week is Coach Andrew. Coach is the founder and COO of Warfi and Warhaven. He's also the founder and CEO of Chalk Up CF Gym. And above all, he is a proud dad and husband. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I would love to start our time together with a game. Are you up for a little game?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
It's a word association game. So I have a list of
Okay.
10 words here, and I'll say a word,
Yeah.
and then you just say the first word that comes to your mind, but don't overthink it, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, first word is nemesis.
Nemesis. Oh, I don't even know if I want to mention this one. This will give some PTSD to some people. Ecosystem. I don't know if you guys ever knew Nemesis ecosystem. They were like a DAO back in the day, like
Oh.
back a few years ago when DAOs were big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a great experience on that one. So, but that's the
Oh.
first thing that I think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Ginger. Jason.
Cool.
So the CEO of Warfi. I don't know.
Right.
That just popped into my head.
Shiny.
Shiny Jackal. So
Nice.
the man that runs our trading bots.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously. Oh, Jason again. Obviously.
Musketeer.
Musketeer. My brothers. So like Kevin Jones, Raj, T Gunner, all those guys. That's what I think of with the Musketeers, and yourself, obviously.
Yes. Gas. Oh, did you hear that one? Gas.
Yes. Oh, gas.
Yes.
Oh, gas. I thought you said yes. I'm like, yeah. What's the next one? Gas. Uh, yeah. I guess first thing that pops to mind in this kind of space is gas fees on stuff.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like working on Polygon, it's been pretty good, so no issues there.
Cool. Regulation.
Regulation. Looking forward to a little bit more of it. Hopefully, it
Mhm.
gives us a bit more clarity on a lot of things. And that's something that's going to give us in Warfi a bit more direction on what we're trying to do with our OG holders and being able to give them some extra profits and things as well.
Cool. Compounding.
Compounding. That's how you make the real gains. That's what it makes me think of.
Cool.
The eighth wonder of the world, really.
Right. And last one is DeFi Hunter.
DeFi Hunter. Again, Kevin Jones. That's what it makes me think of. Yeah.
Well, thank you for playing. It always gives me a little insight before we start our chat, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you.
For those unfamiliar with Warfi and Warhaven, would you please give us a brief overview of those projects and how you came to found them?
Yeah, of course. So I guess I'm COO and I guess co-founder with Jason on Warfi. And Warfi is mainly, I guess, a trading bot protocol where we have Shiny Jackal, who him and his team are the guys that run the trading bots, and they've been running for 25 months consecutively with profits every single month. So we've never had a red day. It's mainly, I guess, their trading strategy, how they run it. It's just really focused on, I guess, capital preservation is number one. And the goal is to make sure that everyone is making money and not losing any money. We would much rather have a month where we return like 3%, 2%, even 0% would still be better than a negative, which is what you'll find with, I guess, others that have been trying to do similar to what we're doing. But yeah, how I got, I guess, into Warfi, I met Jason through another project back, it would have been in 2022. So it's been a little while ago. And yeah, like I ended up creating an infographic for that project, just just to kind of help out the community because I saw a question keep coming up very often about it. Jason saw some of the stuff that I was doing and he reached out. He said, "Look, I've got an idea for this project. This is what I want to do. And I need somebody that can help me, I guess, create the white paper and things like that." So we started with that. And then he kind of really liked a lot of my ideas and a lot of I guess, the value that I was bringing to his project. So then he brought me on as a founder as well. And then, yeah, we just went off from there. Later on, I started bringing some of my, I guess, the people that I know in this space, some of my friends, to kind of give them an opportunity with Warfi. And one of them was, or is, Raj Masters. So he came on as a moderator. We needed somebody. And Jason said, "Do you know anyone?" I'm like, "Yes, 100%. I know someone that I know I can trust, that's good in this space." And yeah, Raj Masters was the man. So from there, that's where Warhaven kind of stemmed. So that's Raj's baby. So he kind of started building something on top of what we offer with our trading bots. So we allowed his project to use our trading bots, and then they started building their ecosystem on top of that. So myself, I'm not I guess, a founder of Warhaven. I'm more, I guess, the COO, and I help manage a lot of the things on, I guess, the integration side with what Warfi does and what Warhaven does, and kind of help with some idea generation and just give another kind of perspective on stuff. But yeah, that's basically, I guess, how I got into Warfi and stemming into Warhaven.
And you mentioned that you had created an infographic. Do you have a background in design or you just enjoy doing that?
Uh, no, I guess I have a background in, I really loved art as a kid growing up. Like I used to draw all the time. In primary school, I remember drawing like some Marvel characters and stuff, and some of the kids really loved it, and they would actually pay me for it. So this was like
Ooh.
I was like 9 or something.
Mm.
So people would be like, "Oh, I'll give you $10 if you draw me, Wolverine or something." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I just draw it for them and started, that way. But yeah, I've always liked that kind of stuff, like design and arts and things. Never got into it as, I guess, a profession. But yeah, it's always kind of been there.
So, can you share how you got into crypto? What sparked your interest in that? How did you end up here?
Yeah, so I guess that's a kind of a funny story, I guess. The way that I guess some people get in, I got in because of, well, it was during COVID, and I'm the owner of I was the owner of a gym. It was a CrossFit gym. And during the lockdowns, obviously, we had to close down and things were quite challenging, quite tough for us. So for me, it was like, well, there's got to be something else out there. And I came across a TikTok video, funnily enough, like of all things. Um, and this guy was talking about Shiba Inu. And I'm like, what is this Shiba Inu thing? Like some token, right?
Mhm.
At the time, I had no idea about this stuff. And yeah, he's like, if you had invested X amount at this date, you'd have this much, and then so on. He kind of went through a timeline, and it's like, if you put in $1,000 in January, by September you'd have like, it was ridiculous, like I don't know how many billions of dollars. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. There's got to be something to this crypto. And that's what sparked my interest. I'm like, there's got to be something I can do outside of the traditional world to start, building some kind of wealth. Um, and yeah, that's how it all started, I guess.
Well, good for you. That's great that you figured out some other way to make things work, especially at a difficult time. It was pretty stressful during COVID, and having to close down your business must have been really rough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I mean, we haven't had, I guess, the luckiest run with our business.
Mm.
Yeah, we had it opened, and then about 2 years later, there was a warehouse fire. So our gym runs out of a
Oh.
warehouse.
Hmm.
It was a complex of about 26 units, and ours was one of the ones affected. So it just took out the entire gym. So we had to close down because of that. Then 3 months later, we were finally able to open up in a new space. And then within 4 weeks, the first lockdown kicked in. So I had to shut the
Oh.
doors again. And then it's just been an uphill battle from there. We also had, I guess, some issues with my previous business partner. A lot of kind of bad things happened on that side. And yeah, we ended up having to liquidate the company, buy it back, and then try to run it again. And so by the end of it, like it was basically at the end of 2022, we decided to kind of just call it quits, sold the business and kind of moved on. And I've been with Warfi full time since then.
Well, that's great. And it's doing very well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it is. Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to leading a team in crypto, I'm sure it's different from managing a gym. So what is your leadership style? Are you more of like a collaborative coach, or are you hands-on guide?
I think for me, it's a bit of a mixture of the two. So there are times, obviously, that I like to collaborate with the team, get their advice on things, get some ideas, and move forward in that way. And there's obviously times that I guess if you're trying to lead the team, you should be able to kind of take the reins and give direction, to the team to help kind of, produce the results and get the success that you're looking for. So for me, the style is a little bit of a mixture there.
Okay. So are there specific values or principles you believe in, that you believe that you foster, that contributes to a successful team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, one of the biggest things that I value the highest is definitely respect.
Mm.
And it's not just, I mean, it's in respect across everything. So you want to respect the person's time, the effort. I don't really believe in people coming and doing things for free. I respect their time, I respect their effort, and if they're putting in work and they're getting things done, they deserve to be compensated for that as well. Um, and yeah, just respect in general. Like that's one of the biggest things for me as well.
Cool. So who are your mentors in the crypto space who've played a significant role in your journey?
Well, definitely Jason. Kind of when I first got in, obviously not very experienced in how to manage a project that's built in the crypto space. Like it's very different in the real world where I had, like 16 years of experience in this industry. So when it came to, moving into the crypto space, it was a little bit different.
Mm.
I guess I did have one advantage. I was very quick to learn and to pick things up. So if there's something that I didn't know how to do, I learned very quickly and I was able to do and execute. And Jason was one that I focused on trying to emulate and to follow and
Mhm.
see, like I quite liked him as a leader and his presence, and what he brought when, whenever he appeared on camera and in AMAs, and his presence there was quite strong and powerful. And for me, that was someone that I looked up to, and he helped me a lot, and he taught me, sorry, quite a lot throughout this journey so far. So yeah, definitely one of the biggest mentors that I have.
That's great. And it
Yeah.
sounds like that's something that could translate to your community. So how do you foster mentorship within the community of Warfi and Warhaven?
Is that so? You mean in terms of for users or for the team?
For well, I was actually thinking of investors, people who enter the
Yeah.
space and are looking for opportunities to contribute. How do you reach out to them and how do you mentor them as Jason did for you?
Yeah. So I guess the main thing that I try to add value for them is to obviously try to guide them as much as I can. As a background in being a coach and a mentor on that side of things, I'm very, I guess, I have like this procedure kind of approach on how to teach someone something or to help someone through a certain thing that they need. And I translate a lot of that into DeFi or into this kind of space. Um, so it's very much like step by step, holding someone's hand through the process and helping them out. And that's kind of my approach on how I try to interact with the community quite a bit. And that's I guess what came from how Jason and I met. How with that other project there were a lot of questions, a lot of issues that people didn't really understand, and I kind of just tried to contribute as much as I could because that's just something that I like to do. I just like to help people. So yeah, to be able to do that as well and not just help them in that way, but help them build something for their life that can actually make an impact is pretty awesome as well.
It is, and you're very friendly and approachable, and I think that a lot of people in this space appreciate that. You're a go-to person that people can ask questions.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure. So you've faced a lot of tough stuff in your personal life and with that career. Can you tell me about a tough moment in crypto? I mean, because you had mentioned that WarFi is doing very well. Have there been any tough moments and how did you navigate through those?
Um, I guess I wouldn't say so much tough moments in terms of I guess the success of the business or of the
Mhm,
project. Like for me, there were a few tough months where there's like the workload. When
mhm,
we, I guess originally when we first started, we did have I guess like a node portion of the project
mhm,
with soldiers and NFTs, and people would purchase and they get X amount per day and things like that. Then once we transitioned over to just the warbots, that was a lot of work to transition all of people's numbers and have all their wallets and all that kind of stuff, like the back end things. That was one of the biggest challenges. Like I did not sleep very much throughout that time.
oh,
I didn't have it like a full team at the time either.
mhm,
So yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff was a lot of work. So basically, like the first I'd say the first 6 months or so were quite challenging.
mhm.
Then once we started bringing people on board, it was a lot easier. But yeah, that's the hardest that I've had in crypto. I haven't had, thank God, so far, any issues where like I've known people that I've spoken to in this space that have lost so much money on
Mhm.
putting money into certain things. I have had that happen to me, but not as kind of to those kind of levels. So me, I don't count it as that bad of a situation where others have lost like their whole life savings or things like that. For me, like
Mhm.
if I lose a couple of grand, yes, that's a big hit for me personally, but it's not like what other people's situations can be where they've lost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like I met someone that lost like a couple of million in a project.
Ooh,
So it's yeah. So for me, I'm like, yeah, a couple of grand compared to a couple of million, there's a vast difference there. So yeah, I'm just lucky I haven't been taken into something like that.
yeah, perspective is really important. And
Yeah, absolutely.
integrating your work and your personal life is crucial. So, how do you keep that healthy balance? And what activities do you do outside of crypto that make you happy?
Yeah. So for me, I try as best now to try to have as much of a balance as possible. Like I have a wife, I have a 6-year-old daughter, and my focus is to try to spend time with them. What I guess has been happening over the last few years with the gym and the business, it kind of did pull me away from family quite a lot. So being able to transition from that, I want to be able to spend more time with family and do things, and that's a big shift in mindset that I had to have as well. And yeah, so for me, I try to manage my time more effectively. Obviously, having a team to help does make a big difference. So whereas before having to do every little thing in the project or in even in the gym business was very much like that as well. Now having a team to help support and having like a good team around you, it's one of the most important things. I think for me, if we didn't have the people that we have on this team, like Raj, Tigana, Lieutenant DeFi, DeFi Defender, these guys are amazing. If we didn't have them, this place would fall apart. We wouldn't be able to manage this much as we do. And I would be looking like probably 20 years older than I am right now. So I'm very grateful for the team. So that does help me have a bit more of a balance as well. So I spend certain times with my daughter after school,
Mhm.
before school, getting her ready, making breakfast. We always have dinner together, breakfast together. Those are kind of like our non-negotiables. We have to have that every day. Um, and yeah, like it kind of helps that I'm on the other side of the world as well. So I'm in Sydney,
Mhm.
Australia. So the time zone kind of works better for me in terms of like throughout the day, I can kind of get work done quietly. And when everything kind of gets a bit crazier is when I guess it gets later in the evening after the little one's gone to bed or something, or very early in the morning. So it's a bit easier to kind of manage my time around that as well.
That's great. I never really considered that because we are so global and you meet people in your community from everywhere. And sometimes it's difficult trying to plan events or activities that accommodate everyone. But in your case, you're making it work because you're using your quiet personal time to get a lot of things done. So good for you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. So I hear from you, and I know from experience that continuous learning is key, especially in crypto, because things change so quickly. So, how do you stay on top of the latest industry trends and what's new and coming out, and deciding how to incorporate those into Warfi and Warhaven?
Yeah, so I guess with Warfi, it's not too much of I guess an impact because it's
Hmm.
quite simple what we do, and we're not looking to kind of overcomplicate things much further than that. So I think Jason had an AMA recently with James Pelton and kind of discussed that as well. We've made certain upgrades, and a lot of the upgrades come from community feedback. Like we like to listen to the community, see what will make them happy and what can work, what we can make work, and then yeah, we implement those changes. As for I guess what's happening in the whole crypto space, Lieutenant DeFi is very good at
Hmm.
he's the one that kind of keeps on top of a lot of the news and he keeps us updated on a lot of stuff. So that kind of helps us know what's going on as well. But with our trading guys, like they're constantly watching the news because they're having to see like what's going to impact trades, what's going to impact price when it comes to trading BTC and ETH and all that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, so I guess in terms on that side, like there's not a lot that we have to kind of look at because the team kind of helps manage that as it is. But personally, like I'm always looking around to see like what else is happening. Um, and yeah, if there's something that we can tie into Warfi, then like we're always open to it. But yeah, the only place I really look is yeah from Lieutenant DeFi, or I have Twitter as well. So I kind of follow a few different accounts there that are good at updating certain new trends or new things that are coming up. So I try to keep on top of things that way too.
Okay. And if you had to pick one crypto project, but not your own, that you find interesting or intriguing or inspiring, which one would it be?
Yeah. And this is not a bias at all, but I'd have to say Monstro's Universe.
Yes,
And
yes.
not because you're hosting me, 100%, because I've talked to Kevin as well about this. And yeah, for me, like there's not many projects in this space that I feel have like I guess a proper how can I put it? I just want to put it the nicest way possible.
Oh,
So that
thank
have
you.
the right intention with what they want
Hmm.
to give to their community and what they want to provide. So someone that is in this space to actually add value they're hard to find, and the far in between, right? So for me, Monstro is definitely one of those. I find it very interesting. I guess the different offerings that are available and how it works to make sure that everyone is always going to be taken care of, and that's the way that we look at things as well. Is like no soldier left behind is one of the things that I
Mm.
always say when it comes to our community. So we want to make sure that everyone's always taken care of. We don't want anyone losing money. We want everyone to build wealth and build something positive in this space. And I feel like that's what Monstro is trying to do as well.
I agree. I'm the newest member of the team, but I've been pleasantly surprised by how real the team is behind the scenes as well as
Yeah.
in front on all the socials. They really do care and they work really hard and they've really impressed me. So thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, last question before, well, I have two more. What
Yeah.
personally motivates you continuing on into crypto, other than making money, of course? But what keeps you
Yeah.
going? What keeps you in this space and motivated to keep pushing forward?
For me, I'd have to say it's my family.
Mm.
So I want to make sure that I can build something it's for them. So I'm not trying to build something for myself or I want to go and buy like a flashy car or own all these things or anything like that. I'm looking at the longer term, something that I can leave behind when I'm not here. Something that's going to help my daughter, um, for her in the future. And yeah, potentially like if I can have things even sooner, I'd want to do things for the family that I have here. So like my grandparents, they raised me. They're like my parents to me.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, I'd love to be able to do more things with them and for them, to kind of thank them for everything they've done to me, for me. So yeah, like that's my main motivation is always, I guess it's always other people, but my family, those that are closest to me. That's what motivates me every day.
that's beautiful. I love that. Various and I have this ongoing token pick challenge, and the criteria are just picking tokens that we believe are going to increase in price over the next couple of months. And our guests have been making their picks too. So, would you like to share what your token pick will be?
Yeah, I did catch some of that in your previous video. How you were highlighting a few different tokens and things. For me, I guess I don't really look into the tokens so much. I did initially when I first got into crypto.
Mm.
Um, but then, yeah, like I think for me, I've more experienced a bear market. I haven't experienced so much the bull run because I caught it right at the end of the bull run, when Bitcoin was like all-time high, everything's pumping, and then after that, it's just been bear market since then. Um, but without being biased on anything, uh, there was a token that did launch today, Slayer token, which is attached to Warhaven. For me, that's one that I've personally invested in as well. And I think that the mechanics and the utility and everything it's got external revenue. There's so many things to it, that I think that would be my top pick for something. Um, yeah, apart from blue chips, like obviously, like Bitcoin eventually, like obviously it's going to go up and things like that. But yeah, I guess if we're talking other kinds of tokens rather than coins, then I'd probably go with Slayer.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad, and I hope it does well. I'm glad that you chose that one. We'll see. Thank
No, thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your joining me here and having this chat with me. And I just love getting to know the people behind the projects. And I've heard so much about you, all good things. So it was really nice to get to know you and hear a little bit more and some behind the scenes for Warfi and Warhaven as well. So thank you for joining me today.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak to some good people in this space. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, if you ran off to get your flaming hot Cheetos and a drink, it's time to choose the winner of the Vault NFT. Remember, that's a $10,000 NFT. And here is V showing us who the winner is with Grubfish.
Everyone. So this is the Grubfish Battle Royale with 922 tickets in it for a $10,000 NFT vault from our farm system. Also, it's a booster for Degens, which 1.5 is, being coded, almost ready as we speak. And there's also prizes 2nd through 10th. They win 100 USDC each. So without further ado, let's make the Grubfish happen. And it's a giant mess like usual. Monstro's not around flying this time because I didn't have the link handy. And since I'm deep in code, I'd rather get this done quickly. But you can see the remaining, there was 922. Everybody was in it, randomized from the list that we posted. We're looking for the top 10 here, with the top one being that grand winner. Now, we know some people have a lot of tickets. Some people only have one. All it takes is one to win. We've seen before where some of the people with over 100 tickets, maybe got third, maybe got fifth, but didn't get that top prize. So let's see how today shakes out. We are dropping like grubfishes. Down to 213, 184, 175, 133. Oh, about to go below 100. Oh, that was fast. We're at 40 something. And it's still too hard to read these wallets, but all I can say is whoever's left on screen, you've definitely won something. But let's see who's going to get that $10,000 vault. Oh, big one's avoid. Oh, he didn't avoid the blade for long. Well, it's one of these two wallets. Oh. All right. Let's see what the results say. Well, I know these are probably truncated here, so we will have the full list when we copy paste them. But congrats, whoever's in that number one spot. We'll find out, I guess, pretty soon. And you can claim your $10,000 vault. So, all right, folks, I'm just going to copy this. And we are out.
Congratulations to all the winners, but especially to that Vault NFT winner. I'm so jelly. But remember, you too can buy a Vault NFT. It's a $10,000 investment. But if you have seen the daily results and those Wednesday paydays, that's a good investment, in my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I'm in Monstro because I think it's one of the best projects out there, and it's stable. It's doing really well. So thank you so much for joining us for this week's Monstro Mondayz. That wraps it up. I hope it made your Blue Monday a little more pink, and keep smiling, guys. Have a great week.